joining me today. We're going to be doing a relaxing hot sequence out in the beautiful outdoors in Arizona. So go ahead and find yourself in a comfortable position, comfortable seated position. You can be sitting on a rolled up blanket, a rolled up mat, a bolster, anything that's comfortable for you if that feels good in your body today. And we're going to just be sitting nice and comfortably. And we'll take a few minutes just to be centered on our breath. We're breathing in and out through our nose today. Back is nice and straight. Neck is nice and long. Legs and feet are in a comfortable position. Finding yourself here on the mat today. You can make an intention to yourself if you'd like. Think about something you'd like to achieve, something that may be a solution to something you've had on your mind lately, some good energy that you want to put out to the world. And as you inhale and exhale, repeat it softly to yourself 3 times. And as we work through the poses on your mat today, when you come to any challenging poses, try to come back to your breath and allow yourself to just release into the poses. Trying to release control and accepting what the universe brings to us. Releasing that control when you're on the mat will help you be mindful of your grip on the needing of control when you're off the mat as well. And you can always just come back to your breath, letting the inhales and the exhales resonate through your body and ground you. Starting off our practice today, if your eyes are closed, better them open, or you can keep them closed if you prefer. We're going to raise the shoulders up and back. Inhale the shoulders up and release them back. Inhale the shoulders up and release them back. Now we're going to go the other way. Inhaling the shoulders and release them forward. Inhale the shoulders and release them forward. And once more. Inhale, we're going to raise the arms, grabbing your right wrist with your left hand. Gently pull to the left. And return to the center. We're going to switch. Pulling to the right. Relax your hands down to the mat. We're going to let our right hand rest on the mat and bending with our elbow. Reach that left arm over your left ear. Really stretching out. If it feels good in your body today, you can bring the arm, bending the elbow, arm behind the back. And on an inhale, allow the left shoulder to reach toward the back of the room, opening your heart up to the universe. And relax. Come back. Left hand is on the mat. Reach over with our right arm. Stretching, stretching, stretching. If it feels good to you, you can reach your arm behind your back and let that right shoulder go back toward the back of the room and open your heart up. And release to the front. We're going to cross our right arm over our chest, bringing our left arm up to hold that right arm and stretch it across the front. And release. Left arm across. Grab that right arm and pull it over to the right. Sitting cross-legged, hands on your knees. We are going to bring our left hand over to our right knee and just walk the fingers of the right hand back, twisting toward the back. On an inhale, get a little bit higher. See if you can twist back a little bit more, looking over your left shoulder. On an exhale, we'll come back, switching. Right hand's on left knee, reaching back with our left. Inhale, up, and just a little bit more to the left side. Come back to the front. Get a little counter stretch here to kind of release the back. And we're going to put our legs out in front of us. Nice and comfortable here. The legs are relaxed. They're close, but they're very nice and comfortable and not spread too wide. And if you need to readjust your body a little bit, go right ahead. We're going to flex the feet. And on an inhale, we'll bring our hands to the sky, feeling that nice lengthening in the spine. And on an exhale, we're going to be holding a big beach ball up here. On an exhale, we're going to come forward toward the toes. Allow your hands to grab whatever part of your lower leg feels comfortable to you. If it's your shin, if it's your knees, if it's your ankles, if it's your toes, if it's the arches of your feet. Whatever feels good to you in your body today, and how you feel today might be different from yesterday or tomorrow, and that's fine. So we're just going to stretch here. Our feet are still flexed. Our hands have found something to hold on to. And if you'd like a little bit more of a stretch, you can allow your elbows to come down toward the knees. Go ahead and let your head drop comfortably. Come back to that breath. On your exhales, allow yourself to just release a little bit deeper into the stretch. Walk your hands up. Boom. We're going to put our soles of our feet together in butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana. Get comfortable, and if you'd like to scoot yourself up a little bit more, go ahead and put your fingers behind your back and scooch up a little bit more. All right, so now we're in a comfortable position. You can again be sitting on a rolled up blanket or a bolster or a rolled up mat, anything that you have around, pillow. You can also have your blocks or pillows under your knees if that's more comfortable for you. So I'm going to be here, sitting up nice and straight and tall. And you're feeling that inhale and exhale, straight back. With your two fingers on each side, your pointer finger and your middle finger, we're going to wrap them around the underside of our big toe. And on an inhale, we'll get nice and tall. And on an exhale, we're just going to allow our hands to pull us down toward our toes, having your arms facing out, almost at like a right angle, facing out to the shorter sides of the mat. Allow your head to just get heavy. Just go as far as your body tells you is comfortable. And just submit to pose. You can continue to pull yourself down a little bit more with your biceps. You can also wrap your hands around to both pairs of your toes and pull yourself down. Keep coming back to that breath. Inhale, come up. And to stretch the feet in front of us. They're still in Baddha Konasana. Our feet are still touching. They're just going to be a little bit further in front of you. And again, we'll have our hands maybe on our ankles. On an inhale, get nice and tall. And on an exhale, letting the hands travel down toward the toes. Just allow yourself to melt into the pose. So your head, your forehead is going towards the arch of your feet. Stretching out that hip, the hip joints, the hip creases, and coming back to your breath. Come on up. We're going to extend the legs in front of us again. And this time, we're going to bring the right leg out and bring the sole of your left foot to touch the inside of your right leg. So you're going to have your right leg out as far as is comfortable for you. We're going to be doing some stretching toward that leg. So try to gauge like where is a nice place for you. And of course you can always readjust. So my leg is out here, and you're going to very slightly reorient the pelvis toward that outstretched leg. So I'm going to be twisting a little bit. On an inhale, we'll reach for that beach ball. And on an exhale, we're going to dive toward those toes, letting the hands rest wherever is comfortable. Often I don't have both hands in the same place. Like today I have my right hand is on my toes, but my left hand feels a little bit more comfortable in my lower shin. It's all about whatever feels good in your body today. Especially if you have any injuries, you just want to be really gentle and kind of baby them when you do yoga. So go to where it feels good to you. But if it starts to hurt, like really hurt, you can reassess where we're placing our hands in this situation. How long you hold the stretch, it might be that you'll be able to get a little bit deeper into that pose and you can readjust. Exhale into release. And come on up on an inhale. Stretching those shoulders back, releasing that back if it feels good. And we're going to switch to the other side. So left leg is out. The sole of the right foot is touching the inside of the left leg. I'm going to reposition my pelvis just a little bit more toward that outstretched leg, flexing that toe, the toes. On an inhale, we're going to rise up tall, grab that beach ball, and exhale toward the flexed foot, the flexed toe. Finding contact with wherever feels good for you today in your body. Remember to come back to that breath, that let the exhales just help you release a little bit more into that pose. Inhale, come up. Shoulders, release the back, whatever feels good to you. Whatever counter stretches you need from those. And we're going to come onto the mat on all fours in a tabletop position. So now your hands are going to be under your shoulders, your knees will be under the hips, and our back is flat, our head is forward, our neck is long and relaxed, looking toward the floor in this neutral position. As we inhale, we're going to raise the chin to the sky. At the same time, we're going to be dropping our belly button toward the ground. Our inhale, our cow, and as we exhale, the chin and the head, the forehead will come toward the mat. Back is raised towards the sky. The lower back is lowered down toward the mat. Inhale, reverse back into our cow. And release into our cat pose. And do a couple more rounds of these. Feeling your body start to warm up as we do them. Warming up the spine, warming up the back. And if you need to stretch your hips, move your hips around, maybe come around into a modified child's pose. Any kind of movements that feel good to you. You can bring your hands out, come up into a cobra, back into child's pose. Some hip circles, whatever feels good for you today. We'll meet in our tabletop position again. And on an inhale, we're going to walk the left leg around to the front of the mat. So now we have your left foot next to our hand. So our two palms are on the ground, or this is a good time for you to have a block if you feel like you'd like to bring the ground a little closer to you. You can be on a block here. You can be on your fingertips if that feels good. Or you can have your palms on the ground. Your left foot is next to those palms, and the toes are facing toward the mat. Left side of your left foot is next to the left side of your mat. So from here, we're actually going to walk the left foot out, windshield wiper just off the mat, and have our left toes facing outward. We can stay here in this lizard pose. This is a great hip opener. Or if it feels comfortable in your body, you can release the forearms to the ground. And your position, if you need to move your leg out or in, that's cool. Forearms to the mat. Sometimes you can get both forearms on there. Sometimes it's just one and the other is hovering. That's fine. That's great. And if you're down here or if you're up on a block, just allow the head to release. Breathing into the exhale, breathing into that release. Every exhale being a potential opportunity to release a little bit more into that stretch. If at any point it starts to feel like your leg is cramping or it's starting to hurt, just come on up and we can meet in a sitting position or sitting on your knees. And next exhale, come on up. Windshield wiper the foot back in and allow it to work its way back toward the back of your mat. So we're back in tabletop. We're going to do the same with the other side. Walk that right foot around. So now the right foot is to the right of your two palms. Move your block over if you have a block, if you're working with a block today. And walk that foot out off the mat a little bit, if that feels good to you. And have the toes pointing to the right. You can stay here. Or if you'd like to come down to the forearms, go right ahead. Reposition that foot as necessary. Remember, this is your practice. You get to do what feels good in your body today. Dropping the head and coming back to that rhythmic inhale and exhale. And your next exhale, you're going to come up, rise on up, bring the foot back. And we're going to slowly heel our feet off the mat into our first downward dog of the day. Do not worry if your heels don't come all the way to the ground, that's fine. Try to allow your shoulders to relax away from your ears. The hands in front of you can be slightly turned out to the right, and our feet are directly behind our hips. Bending the knees, we're going to walk, hop, step, jump. Whatever you need to do to get up toward the top of the mat. And here, just going to relax into a forward fold. Bending the knees however much you need. Don't expect to touch the ground unless that feels good to you. Just be where you are today. Inhale, to rise, arms to the sky, reaching for the sky. Exhale, and bring hands to the chest, in front of us. Inhale, arms to the sky, and exhale, we bow to the ground. Inhale. Our hands will go to our shins, thereabouts, flat back, looking at the ground. And on an exhale, we're going to place our hands on the mat and step back into a downward dog again. Bend the knees generously. Bring the feet to the side of the mat. You're going to walk your hands back toward your feet. Windshield wiper the feet together. Hands on our waist. We're going to step out wide-legged on the mat, on the wide part of our mat. Whatever width feels comfortable for you today. Our hands on our waist. We're going to just dip forward, keeping our back flat and comfortable. If you can reach the ground for support, go ahead and do that. You can also bring in a block or a bolster here to help bring the ground closer to you. Bend your knees slightly, and you can readjust your feet and your legs. Just allow your head to hang heavy here. And getting a nice stretch at the back of the thighs. If it feels good in your body, you can walk your hands back so that they're in line with the arches of your feet. And just exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. On an inhale, we'll walk our hands forward for balance. Windshield wiper your feet back together. Come on up. Finding our balance. We're going to root our left foot down into the ground, really feeling those four corners of our feet. And once we really feel like we're rooted down, we'll have a little buoyancy in that knee. With our hands in prayer position at our heart, we'll slowly raise the right leg, extend the knee out, and place the sole of your right foot wherever feels comfortable on the inside of your left leg. You can have your knee bent, or you can also have it straight. Really pushing that right leg out. Try to find something to gaze at, something that's not moving within your line of sight, just to keep an eye on that, and that's going to help you maintain your balance. Really focusing here just on the breath. Not thinking about anything else you have to do today or things that you've already done or what you need to get at the grocery store. And if it feels good, you can extend your arms to the sky. It's okay if you're swaying. That's what trees do, so they don't break. And release your nose. Shake out your left leg and find rooting down in all four corners of your right foot. Hands in prayer position at your chest, and raise your left leg, placing your left foot on the inside of your right leg. Really stretching that left knee back. Finding the position to look at. Breathing here. Focusing on the breath. And raising your arms if it feels good to you today. Release, stretch. Release the pose and straighten out that, stretch out that right foot. So from here, we're going to turn to the top of our mat again. Inhaling to the sky, hands together, exhale to the ground. Inhale halfway, bending the knees, exhale, palms to the ground, or step back into your mountain. You can push the heels of your feet back a little bit more this time around. Push back with your arms and your hands towards the back. Rooting down with our left foot, we're going to raise our right foot in the air, three-legged dog. Bend your knee and bring your knee forward toward your right wrist. Flipping the right leg to the left. So now your your right leg is in a somewhat parallel position to the top of your mat. Doesn't have to be parallel, but the sole of your foot your right foot is facing toward the left. See if you can reposition your leg so that your knee is out past your right hip, if this is comfortable on your knees. And your left leg is straight back behind you. You can stay here with your chin neutral, facing forward, your back nice and flat in this pigeon pose. Or you can also release to the ground on your forearms or onto a block if you have one. And if it feels good in your body, release your head down to the ground. This is a great one to come back to your breath and let every exhale just let you get a little bit deeper into the pose. If this pose is good for you, stay here for the moment. If this pose is a bit challenging, I'll show you a modification that you can try. It'll be on the ground, on your back. Knees are bent and the soles of your feet are on the ground. With your left leg bent, you're going to take your right leg, bring it to the sky, and turn it so that your right sole of your foot is facing the left. And now it's hooked onto the top of it's hooked onto the left leg just above the knee. So it's kind of a figure four. If you were to do this, it's a figure four. So go ahead and stay here if this feels like plenty to you. You can also push the right leg, the right knee back, or you can bring up the left leg, grabbing it with your hands and pulling it towards you to get a modified stretch of this pigeon pose. If you're still in pigeon pose on the ground, you can untangle yourself and you're going to pop up into another downward dog. You're rooting that right foot into the ground. We'll lift the left leg, bending it, bringing your left knee toward your left wrist, and twisting your leg the other way. So your shin is in front of you. Your left sole is facing the right side of the room, and your right foot is nice and straight behind you. If you're in the other position, you just release the leg and switch sides, bringing your left foot over your right leg, just above the knee. You can stay here in this pigeon pose. You can have your blocks in front of you, and you can come down on your forearms. And if it feels good to you, go ahead and release your head to the mat. On up, untangle your legs, and we're going to come onto our backs if you're not already there. You can extend your arms out into a T if that feels good to you. And we're going to have our knees touching, but our feet are going to be at the edge of our mat. And from here, we're just going to windshield wiper our knees back and forth, releasing the hips. Coming back to your breath. your feet together on the mat, knees together on the mat. And on an exhale, we're just going to allow our legs to fall to the left. You can turn your head to the right for a little bit of a deeper twist if that feels good. If you want a bit of a deeper stretch, you can take your left leg, hooking your ankle onto the right knee, pulling it down just gently. Just release it. Come on up. Releasing the leg. Feet are together, knees are together. And on an exhale, we'll just release the legs to the right side of the mat. Turning to the right. Lift your head if that feels good. And if you'd like, with your right leg, hook it onto the outside of your knee. Just one side of your body might feel a little bit more into this than the other side, and that's fine. Release your jaw. Inhale and exhale. Release the leg. Come on up. Bring the knees to the chest. Hug the neck. Growing a little bit here. Coming back. Bring your feet back to the ground and allow your legs just to extend in front of you. Opening up comfortably, just relaxing your arms or coming to your sides. Comfortably and stretched. As we go into our final pose of the day, our Shavasana pose, our resting pose. If your back feels a little bit uncomfortable, you can take a roll of towel or blanket or bolster and put it under your knees to help release the back a little bit more. And here's where we're just going to feel all the great rejuvenation, relaxation from this yoga practice today. Just allowing your body to sink into the ground, melt into the ground. And just allow your breath to flow naturally. And the inhale and the exhale effortlessly flowing through your body. We'll stay here for a few moments together.
start to wiggle your fingers, waking them up. Slowly start to wiggle your toes, waking them up. Inhale, exhale. Letting your eyes open. So just feel your body waking up a little bit more. And inhale. Stretch your arms above your head. Stretch your toes toward the end of your mat. And exhale. Release down to your sides. And as it feels comfortable to you, come on up to rest on your side of your body. And we'll come up and meet in a seated position.
Thank you so much for taking the time to be with me today. This was really great, and I hope I'll see you again. Thank you. Namaste.